because the qualifying is it's an hour.
Yep.
It's an hour, so maybe just go out and do a bunch of laps.
Okay.
We haven't done race distance yet, but I don't think we're going to get a chance to.
I don't think we're going to either, and realistically, we're probably just going to end up racing them whenever they tell us everybody else is racing them, you know what I mean?
When we got into the World Superbike tires, we started to realize that they weren't exactly quite the same. They were, some of our US production stuff was supposed to be exactly the same as the stuff that the World Superbike guys brought over. It ends up that it's not quite the same, or at least seat of your pants, it's not quite the same. It changed how the bike handled a little bit, changed how the bike reacted to certain things. The tire seemed like the carcass was harder on it. And anytime you'd hit a bump when you're on the gas, the tire would bounce off a bump and the bike would start to just sidestep on the gas driving out and just spin the tire and slide around the corner. It's the only variable we can control. Try to make the bike work a little bit better, try to get the suspension working better, try to make the tires a little bit more effective. There's obviously some pretty serious hurdles in other aspects, the bike for example, that sort of thing. Bike's not quite on par with some of those, to say the least. Yeah, nah, a little late for new pistons, but just, you know, everything. Our bike's pretty well down on horsepower. Last time I checked, I think we were close to 20 kilometers down the end of the straightaway from the mid-pack guys. I think we're 12 to 14 kilometers an hour down from the next guy. I think we were 170. Or 274, and the next guy was 290 or 289 or something like that, if I remember correctly. So we're pretty serious advantage. Just straight horsepower. Yeah, we were out playing around with some of them, and I can drive with them coming out of release onto the front straightaway, and I can't even draft with them. You know, like we were saying before, when we were leaving the first session, I got up behind Lonzy, and we came out, and I outdrove him onto the straightaway, and by halfway down. I outdrove him, got right on his back tire, and by halfway down he had 5 bike lengths on me, and by the end of the straightaway he had 10 or 12 bike lengths on me, probably even more, like 15 actually, by the time we got into turn 1. And you know, just horsepower-wise, well, my bike on proper gas is 190 horsepower, which is a fairly strong bike for something I built in my garage by myself. On their gas, it's 184-ish. Most of their bikes, the proper front-running bikes, are around 220. The slow support bikes are 210, 215. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Some of the Ducatis are around 225 almost. The Hondas are around 220. Oh yeah, they just throw motors at them every day and whatever. You know, they have to because the rules state you have to run stock rods in the inline 4s. Making that kind of power, you can't get more than 2 days out of a set of rods at that kind of horsepower, that kind of compression. It just won't. You'll blow a rod through the case if you keep running them. I obviously don't know exactly what the Yoshimura guys are making. They're pretty tight-lipped on what they're actually putting out for horsepower, but from the most consistent rumors I've heard from what those things are putting out, they're 10 horsepower down on the World Superbike guys, you know, which is quite astounding when you consider how fast Mladen's and Speed's bikes are, and those things are down on horsepower. Yeah, those things are insane, just insane. They have traction control units that are GPS linked, just ridiculous, you know? And I don't know how they're making the TC units work that, I mean, you can't even hear them activating. Ducatis are freaking fire breathers. The sound pulses coming out of his bike, I'm like, damn! Felt like they were gonna stop my heart. Thing's crazy. The thing's got holes like this in the muffler. 2 of them, side by side. Yeah! I know, the thing is ridiculous. The machinery difference between what those guys have and what the AMA, even the top level AMA guys have, is just amazing. The differences. You know, it's, after chasing the AMA field for obviously quite a few years now, I couldn't comprehend the fact that there's better bikes out there. And you know, obviously MotoGP is, but that's a custom scratch-built race bike from the ground up. It has to be, that's the rules. You know, these are supposed to be production based, which they are, but dear God, you know? Yeah, this is the definition of superbikes, that's for sure. Yeah, these things they're fire breathers.